Welcome back, folks. We're back on our Olds 400 for Kevin's 1965 442. So we're taking up where we left off. I've got the centipede in it now, and we replaced a couple of these push rods because I didn't like the way they looked. They were pitted, so replaced those. It kind of caught my eye. I've installed the oil pump drive, and per the reference in the manual, what I found online, these are torqued at 25 foot-pounds for the rocker arms, for the pivots. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our Valvoline VR1. Got to remember, this is a flat tappet engine. It's going to have the ZDDP. It says for flat tappet engines on here somewhere, specifically for that. And I'm going to go ahead and install our high mileage Lucas oil stabilizer. Again, I'm just trying to make sure we've got enough of the ZDDP, the zinc phosphorus. And then if anybody's wondering, I installed the Wix 51258. I found cross-referenced that at O'Reilly's. So it fit like a glove. We've already put oil in the filter. So now we're going to put this in, and then we're going to get ready to prime this thing. And I'm going to turn it over a few times because I want to get the rocker arms and I want the lifters to pump up, and then I want to go ahead and do another torque on these rocker arms because there's no oil pressure, and obviously they've collapsed right now. So let's get this oil in here. Let's go ahead and get the stabilizer in here, and then we'll get to priming. Now there's 4 quarts that are in this right here, and this thing may only hold 4 quarts, so I'm not going to put all of this in here. I'm going to put, let's see here. Yeah. I'm going to get it down to maybe 2. Then I'm going to put that stabilizer in. And you got to remember, I got to get a dipstick in this thing too. Okay. There it is. Okay. There it goes. So real quick, what not to do is not forget to put your oil pressure sitting unit in your engine when you get ready to prime. I'm sitting there and priming. Man, what is that? Oh, great. Yeah. Dum-dum forgot to put the gauge on. Literally, I was just focused on getting the lifters pumped up. But anyway, we got the gauge on it now. So let's start priming this thing. And remember, on an Oldsmobile, I believe they're all your 400s through 455s are counterclockwise on the distributor rotation. So let's see what we got here. Look at the gauge. Oh, there it goes. So my gun here is an impact, and it's not. Yeah, I need to use a drill and not an impact. Almost 50. I'm going to turn the engine over now because I've got oil pouring out of the rockers, or at least some of the rockers. One of them over here and then one up here. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to turn this motor over. You can hear that air. Now I can get oil through all the circuits. Oh yeah. There it goes. All right, we got oil to all the rocker arms now. I don't go any further until I know I've got oil coming out of every single rocker arm. So yeah, it looks like the Valdez in here. It really does, but all of our rockers got oil now. So looks like just with my gun, with my drill, I've got 50 pounds, not even trying. So now let's go back and let's make sure we torque these again at 25 foot-pounds. Now that the lifters are pumped up, and let's go from there. Look at that. Yeah, looks like it may stay. All right, so we did a test run with the intake manifold, setting it on there just to make sure that we didn't have to go back and machine anything on the intake manifold. It set down really pretty, no warpage, everything was nice. So we did a pre-fit. Now I know instead of using in-run seals, in-seals, like from the factory, I just use the right stuff. I just use sealant on this. Now this is a cast iron intake. It's going to take 2 of us to set this on. If this were in a car, I'd be using my cherry picker to just slowly come down and sneak up on it so I didn't push anything out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and get this intake on. I know a lot of these, I believe, used a turkey baster, but not on these right here, I don't think. I don't think that this had the turkey baster thing that went under the intake. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we have that on this. But we're going to use the silicone on the front and the back, China rails, and then I've got the gaskets that are sealing up. I used my gasket, my Edelbrock gasket cinch. It was close to being expired, but it worked well enough to hold these gaskets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set some silicone on here and get ready to set this intake manifold on. And just to, now that I remember, I got my Oldsmobile hat back on, the factory style turkey baster intake gasket I'm talking about, of course, was the sheet metal piece. You wouldn't have these right here. So I got these from Bernard Mondello. They're very, very nice. You see how well they fit. And then they've got this little piece. This is the side that goes up against the intake manifold. These are very, very nice gaskets. So without that sheet metal turkey baster gasket, I think you have a lot better seal here with using the good silicone. So let's get this thing siliconed up. I'm actually going to use the Loctite. It's gasket maker, RTV gray silicone. I've used this before with great success. So I'm going to try this on the Olds and see how well it works. You guys tell me what you think about this stuff. So let's get it on, let it start tacking up, then we'll put this intake on. This is our new refurbished. Kevin sent this harmonic balancer out to put your lube on there. You don't want to dry seal. Slick stuff I use to build engines. What's it called? Hit bottom, dried out. Okay, let's talk. Well, it bottom out and hit the oil slinger in there. Do on this, it may have. I'm going to verify top and then probably mark the. Okay, now. You remember what I said about finding one of these where your threads are in good shape? And I tested the water pump on there. Well, I didn't check it good enough. That's the notorious Oldsmobile timing chain cover. Used timing chain cover. So I get to take all this back off. And now I get to take the cover back off and I get to Healy coil it. Oh, by the way, I get to take the harmonic balancer off to get to that. So that's good. Yep. Here's the learning lesson. Next time I do an Oldsmobile, I'm just going to Healy coil. I'm not even going to test it. I'm just going to Healy coil these damn things. Because look how much meat you got on this thing. There's not hardly any meat. And it's 60-something years old. I should have known better. I just wasted my time doing all this mess. So now I get to take it all back off. So, yeah, fun. All right, these have been cooking for about an hour or two maybe. It's still right, it's not even all the way up temperature yet. But Let's see what we got now. Let's see what these look like. And this is Evapo Rust is what I'm using. So I would say it looks a hell of a lot better. Oh yeah. Yeah. Much, much better. Whew. It's hot. It's hot. But all that old paint's gonna come off pretty easy. A little scrub, a little elbow grease. And look at these bolts. Now look at these bolts. Much better. So I'm going to go ahead and put the valve cover bolts in. And we're going to let them cook. So tomorrow when we cinch them up, the valve covers. Oh. Yeah. All right, I think that's where we're going to stop it today. So you can see, like I said, part of it's painted, part of it's not. Don't sweat that. What we did is we wanted to mock everything up that Kevin had. These are going to get blasted, painted satin. This will get painted satin. This will get painted, I believe, the same color as the engine, except for the top hat. I think the top hat goes satin black. But yeah, got our fuel pump on. So let me kind of explain to everybody. This water pump has hardly any, it's got test stand time on it only. Kevin sold another engine, or I forgot what it was, but this came off of one of the engines that I built for a friend of his because they had a different setup. So he kept the brand new water pump, has hardly any time on it. Yes, it'll get painted. Yes, I need another 5/16 bolt right here. This was just to suck everything up. Yes, we helicoiled the timing chain cover, the two bottom bolts down here. This fuel pump, again, came off that same engine. Test time only on the run stand. This is just an alternator he sent so we can run it. That's it. He's not going to install this on his nice 442. So we pretty much got the exhaust manifolds on it. It's getting there. So it's not going to be long. Kevin gave me the option, and I think this is what we're going to do. Instead of fooling with the points condenser, especially trying to break in a flat tappet cam, I'm going to go ahead and order a Protronix HEI and coil. That way I don't have to worry about fooling with any points and condenser and cranking, and I just don't want to take any chances. So you saw it, we primed it. We've got oil to all the rocker arms. It's just a matter of Kevin's. We've got another car coming up from near where he lives. And Kevin's got another engine. Tony, your engine's on its way tomorrow with another car. So they're all on their way up here, and we're making great progress on this Olds 400. If anybody has any questions, you guys let me know. What do you know about these carburetors? I would like to know, you folks out there in the Oldsmobile land. I know that this thing was running. It was, from what I understand, it was running just fine. So we're going to go ahead and use it to break in the engine. But I think this is probably a hard carburetor to find. I'm not sure. Yes, I need to put the bolts in. We found we did have a carburetor gasket. I'm not putting the bolts in until I've got the line that's in the cleaner right now, getting cleaned up. So you know how that is. It's a hard line. So I'll probably leave some stuff loose so I can get things started and then suck that thing down. But yeah, it's coming along. It's not going to be long till this thing is on our test stand. Our bolts, valve cover bolts, are in the cleaner as well. They're getting cleaned up. I do have other bolts that are clean. I just want to be able to suck the manifold down. You guys tell me what you think out there. Sorry, this is kind of a short video, but I didn't want to bore everybody with small details that you have seen me do thousands of times before. But if you got any questions, comments, hey, constructive criticism, I'm open to it. So if you haven't already, and we got a lot more coming on the Barracuda and another really cool car you're going to see coming up tomorrow when the Hearst leaves. It's a pretty neat car. So I'll let you guys try to guess what it is. Put in the comments if you can guess. The hint is, let's see, the hint is it's green. It has really wide valve covers on it. And it has something in common with things that go around the earth and monitor stuff and whatnot. So you can guess what it is. Let me know in the comments. So please like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.